What if you had a hidden trait you never knew about, written into the very code that makes you, you? We're not talking science fiction here. We're talking about real, rare genetic mutations that give people everything from virtually unbreakable bones to tetrachromacy, the ability to see millions more colors than the average person. These aren't superpowers from a comic book, but they are real biological quirks that push the limits of what we thought was humanly possible. For most of us, our genetic code is a pretty standard blueprint. But for a handful of people, one tiny alteration, a single genetic misspelling, unlocks a totally extraordinary reality. In this video, we're counting down the most incredible signs that you, or someone you know, might just have a rare DNA mutation. We'll get into the science, meet the people, and uncover the wild abilities lying dormant in the human genome. Knows, you might just see a little bit of yourself in these stories. First up, we're diving into something straight out of a superhero origin story: super strength. Imagine a toddler with such well-defined muscles, they already have a six-pack. This is a real thing for people with a rare mutation in the MSTN gene. This gene creates a protein called myostatin, which basically tells your muscles when to stop growing. But what happens when that stop signal is broken? You get myostatin-related muscle hypertrophy. People with this condition can have up to double the muscle mass of an average person with way less body fat. It's incredibly rare in humans, but it has been seen. The most famous case was a German boy who, at just 4 years old, could hold 7-pound dumbbells out to his sides. A feat most grown-ups would find tough. His body just doesn't have an off switch for building muscle. While there are no known major health issues associated with it, the long-term effects aren't fully understood. Still, it's a mind-blowing reminder that the limits of human strength might just be a genetic suggestion, not a hard rule. Picture this. In 1994, a man gets into a serious car wreck, but walks away without a single broken bone. Doctors took x-rays and were floored. His bones were about 8 times denser than normal for a man his age. This wild discovery led scientists to a family with an amazing trait. They just don't break. They're secret. A mutation in a gene called LRP5, which helps manage bone density. While some mutations in this gene can lead to brittle bones, this specific version does the exact opposite. It kicks bone production into overdrive. Family members with this mutation from age 3 to 93 had no history of fractures. This real-life invulnerability sounds amazing, but there is one small catch. All that dense bone makes them less buoyant, so they say it's pretty hard to swim. Researchers are now studying this mutation, hoping it could unlock new treatments for osteoporosis. It's a wild thought that one family's genetic quirk could one day help millions of people. Most of us see the world in about 1 million colors, but what if you could see millions more? That's the reality for people with tetrachromacy, a rare condition that grants a kind of supervision. Most of us are trichromats. We have 3 types of cone cells in our eyes for red, green, and blue light. Tetrachromats have a 4th type of cone cell. This lets them see a spectrum of shades and hues that are totally invisible to the rest of us. Where we might see a plain gray rock, a tetrachromat could see a mosaic of dazzling colors. This mutation is on the X chromosome, which is why it's believed to almost exclusively show up in women. It's estimated that up to 12% of women carry the gene for it, but not all of them actually develop the ability. One confirmed tetrachromat, an artist named Concetta Antico, sees white light as a cascade of orange, yellow, pink, and green. Her vision allows her to create incredibly vibrant paintings that give us a peek into her colorful world. But it's not always a perk. She's described grocery stores as a nightmare of overwhelming color. Are you finding these hidden human abilities as wild as we are? If you're enjoying this trip into the wonders of our own DNA, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We have so many more incredible stories and scientific marvels to share, and you won't want to miss what's coming up. We're all told we need about 8 hours of sleep, right? Well, a tiny sliver of the population can run on just 4 to 6 hours a night and feel perfectly fine. They're called short sleepers, and they can thank a rare mutation in a gene called DEC2. This gene helps regulate our internal clock. The mutation seems to make a person's sleep cycle way more efficient, letting them feel completely rested in much less time. Researchers who study them say they are usually very energetic. and don't get the health problems we associate with sleep deprivation. In fact, many short sleepers say they feel worse if they try to sleep a normal 8 hours. This isn't just a lifestyle choice. It's baked into their biology. Animal studies even hint that this mutation might help promote healthy aging. So while the rest of us are hitting snooze, people with the short sleeper gene are getting a head start on the day, literally wired to live more of their lives awake. Some people walk around with a natural shield against one of modern history's most feared viruses. A rare genetic mutation, CCR5 delta 3-2, gives people incredible resistance to HIV. The mutation is a deletion in the gene that codes for the CCR5 protein, which sits on the surface of our immune cells. Think of that protein as the doorknob HIV uses to enter and infect a cell. For people who inherit 2 copies of this mutation, that doorknob is gone. The doorway is sealed, and the virus simply can't get in, making them almost completely immune. This mutation is mostly found in people of Northern European descent. Scientists think it became more common centuries ago because it might have also protected against another killer, like smallpox or the bubonic plague. This amazing genetic armor is like a living record of our evolution and a huge beacon of hope for future HIV treatments. Imagine a life without any pain. Sounds like a dream, right? But for those with congenital insensitivity to pain CIP, it's an incredibly dangerous reality. This extremely rare condition is often caused by mutations in the SCN9A gene, which is in charge of sending pain signals from your body to your brain. If that gene isn't working, the pain alarm never goes off. People with CIP can feel pressure and touch, but not the searing pain of a cut, a burn, or a broken bone. And while that sounds great, pain is our body's most important warning system. Children with CIP often get terrible injuries like burns, deep cuts, and fractures because they don't have that natural reflex to pull away from danger. They might bite their tongue or chew their fingers without realizing how much damage they're doing. It's a condition that requires constant watchfulness and a stark reminder that even our most unpleasant sensations are there for a very good reason. Some of the most legendary eyes in history had a genetic secret. The actress Elizabeth Taylor was famous for her stunning violet eyes, which always seemed to be framed by impossibly thick dark lashes. That look was thanks to a condition called distichiasis, or double eyelashes. Often caused by a mutation in the FOXC2 gene, it results in a second row of eyelashes sprouting from the inner part of the eyelid. For some like Liz Taylor, it creates a uniquely beautiful and dramatic look. But it's not always so glamorous. For many people, those extra lashes actually grow inward, scratching against the cornea of the eye. This can cause non-stop irritation, watery eyes, and even vision problems. So while a few are blessed with captivating eyes, for others, it's a chronic pain, proving that even a beautiful trait can have a hidden, uncomfortable side. This might be the most mind-bending genetic anomaly of all. Chimerism. It's a condition where one person is made of cells from 2 different individuals. That's right. They have 2 separate sets of DNA. The name comes from the chimera of Greek myth, a beast made from the parts of different animals. In humans, it can happen when a mother is pregnant with fraternal twins, and one embryo gets absorbed by the other very early on. The surviving twin grows up carrying their own genetic code, plus the code of their ghost twin. Most chimeras live their whole lives without ever knowing. Signs can be tiny, patches of slightly different colored skin, 2 different eye colors, or, in very rare cases, 2 different blood types. It's usually discovered by accident. There have been stunning cases where a mother's DNA test suggested she wasn't the biological parent of her own children because the DNA in her blood came from her twin, while the DNA in her ovaries was her own. Chimerism truly challenges our idea of self, proving that sometimes one body can actually be 2 people. From Unbreakable Bones and super strength to seeing a world the rest of us can't even imagine, these rare mutations show just how incredibly diverse our DNA can be. This isn't fantasy. It's living, breathing proof that biology is always experimenting. These genetic quirks push the boundaries of what we call normal and open up amazing new doors for science, whether it's finding new cures or just understanding the incredible machine that is the human body. So the next time you notice something unique about yourself or someone else, just remember the incredible genetic lottery that makes every single one of us who we are. What hidden secrets might be written in your code? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the most fascinating corners of science. We'll see you in the next one.